Hello there, everyone. I did a video a few days ago about a rogue employee at Trollord Games named Jason Vey, who went on a bit of a Twitter bender and insulted probably fans of the company and quite a few people in general. I'll put a link to that video at the end of this one, but suffice to say that I think Jason Vey is a leftist who was parroting, many of the familiar talking points about uh, pandemic restrictions at conventions, kind of wanting them to be used sort of as a purity test. Silly stuff that honestly I kind of thought we were over the hump, that we were getting over, but alas, that is not the case. So Jason put his company in a real bind, so much so that they had to release a statement. And this is the statement here. A quick note to remind everyone at Trollord Games that Trollord Games has a games-only philosophy. We leave all the discussions in which society enjoys to engage to others. They have no place here. This is a place to belly up to the table with our friends and enjoy games. And that is right on. I addressed this in the live stream I made after that video. And just let me reiterate again. I agree with the statement and support it 100%. They said exactly what they needed to say. And just as I advised people to wait for their response before making any, hasty decisions based on one employee alone, I now have no reservations at all about supporting Trollord Games, specifically more, I guess, Castles and Crusades, which is their flagship OSR product. Now, whether you wish to support the products of Jason Vey that he works on over there is entirely up to you. And I think I mentioned them in that other video. Look, if you think they're good, even though they're written by someone who probably hates your guts, I get it, and I will never tell you that you gotta, stop doing that. Just also know, too, that there are other options out there. Check out the Red Room. Check out RPG Pundit. Check out these guys that are 100% solid as well. Now, since that statement has been released, there's been a flood of SJW, Antifa trash that have flooded Trollord Games' statement on Twitter. And these are some of the things that they're saying. And they'll look familiar to anyone who's been in the trenches of the culture war online in the last 4 years. Whether it's the Fandom Menace or Comicsgate, these are the same people. They've just kind of trickled down now into our little forgotten corner of the culture war. All right, so here we have a couple. Bogpire. Hey, big fan. You're not a big fan. I would put my house on the fact that you don't own anything of theirs. But everything we do or say is informed by our politics. So when you say no politics, what you're actually saying is no politics, but my politics. That's fine if that's what you want. It is what they want. So shut up. But think about how unsafe that makes marginalized folks feel. Unsafe. They use these words as weapons. Nobody feels unsafe going to a table. It's nonsense. There's another one. Okay, well, the politics don't just go away because you pretend like they don't exist. And of course, it's a bad philosophy. And in fact, an impossible one. No, it's very possible. Just shut up and ignore people like you. Don't mention any social issues or politics, just play. That ignores the fact that we as a culture have politicized many people's intrinsic identities. What? Makes no sense. Makes no sense. No politics is a political stance. No, it's not. This is an inherently political stance. You can see how these people, we call them NPCs, because they grab onto these talking points and they just parrot them one after another after another. It's the same thing. You're declaring, we don't care about marginalized people. How do they even get that? Good. That's a start. How about using the game to teach history? How about go to a history class, an actual history class, to learn about history? Sue Stroud. The damage colonialism and slavery did, for example. You could take it from the Romans to present. So do you hear that, Troll Lord Games? You are to cease making games. You are now to teach history. I don't know how many times we're going to have to say this, but games do not exist in a vacuum. And neither do you. It's impossible to keep society and politics out of your games. And by not taking sides, you're effectively taking the side of the oppressor. Yep. This is the kind of subtle pressure they like to put on people. Oh my God, I don't want to be seen as a bad guy. I got to give in. All you need to do is ignore these people. They will move on in a week. They will forget all about you because they were never fans of your games to begin with. Oh, and here we have an anti-fascist, Estarian. So what do you do when someone does racism or sexism? Does the victim have to wait for you to notice or what? Scumbags. Absolute scumbags. Oh, and this winner here, Diogo Nogueira. That won't change the fact that marginalized people continue to be excluded, taken advantage of, and exploited, including in our hobby, whether in or outside the game. So I guess now Troll Lord has to worry about what's going on outside the game. Choosing to keep it free of politics is not being neutral. I advise you to rethink this stance. Oh, you advise them. Probably lives like a bum, making games that nobody's heard of or nobody would buy on their worst day. How about they just ignore people like you, Diogo? But these are the wages of sin. This is what happens when you admit one of these SJW leftist vipers into your company. They will hollow it out from within. And that's what happened with Jason Vey. If you don't think he's smiling while this company is being besieged by these people, you're dreaming. I guarantee you inside he's laughing. All these people know is destruction and strife. Crabs in a bucket. They want to pull everybody down to be as miserable and despicable as they are. They want no escape, none whatsoever. And I think it's time to support a company who is, at least up to this moment, holding fast against the tide of evil. Whether that means you go to their response on Twitter and you tell them that you support them, that's fantastic. Whether you buy Castles and Crusades and let them know that it's specifically to support them, that's great. Whether it's to go and just counter these vile, evil people who are trying to tear them down, I think that's appropriate too. We have to fight them on the beaches, in the fields. You know the drill. Rise up and let these folks know what you think of their despicable life philosophy, where everything is a microaggression, all white people are villains and everybody else is a victim. Let Troll Lord know that their philosophy is the correct one. That people just need an escape from real life every once in a while, and you are free to do at your table what you will. Look, if you want to include all this political stuff at your table, who's to say you can't? Okay, if you want to make your lives just as miserable in your entertainment, knock yourself out. But some of us, we just want a couple of hours on a Friday night to forget the cares of the world and spend time with friends. And maybe that's it there. These people don't really have friends. They have allies. What a sad, sad life they live, huh? So go give Troll Lord Games a little bit of support if you can. Any way you think you need to. Just let them know that they're on the right track. It would be better, yes, if they moved on from folks like Jason Vey, but let's let them deal with that situation the way they think is best. So that is all for now. You guys have a great, great new year. Be safe, and we will talk soon.
What qualifies you to be a U.S. Senator? You have 60 seconds.
Hi, good night, everybody.